I think that the essential mission of journalism is unchanged. It's the first writing of history.
Charlie Rose is a wonderful journalist because he has a unique sense of getting to the nub of the question, which gets to the nub of the answer.
His interviewing skills are second to none. He's the closest thing to a newspaper reporter on TV that there is, because he interviews people, he gets out of the way, and he lets you decide for yourself what the story is.
Charlie Rose was born in Henderson, North Carolina. He spent his childhood there and in the nearby community of Warren Plains, where he helped his father run the family's country store. It was a community gathering place.
And to participate in the conversation, you had to ask questions. And so I really believe that what I do now had its beginnings in that very small crucible where I grew up.
Rose loved to get books from the bookmobile.
Growing up was full of books, sports, and girls. That was it.
And basketball, too. He played as a student at Henderson High School. After graduating, Rose went to Duke University. He started on a pre-med track and joined the Kappa Alpha fraternity.
It was kind of wild and crazy there on Friday and Saturday nights. And Charlie never got involved in any of that. He was like an elder statesman at Duke. He was also the consummate Southern gentleman. He was really interested in what you thought, who you were as a person, and that was pretty, as I look back at it, that was a wonderful quality that he had.
An internship with U.S. Senator B. Everett Jordan of North Carolina opened Rose's eyes to another world.
He gave me an opportunity to see politics and public events up close. I would go to committee hearings, and it's made me say, maybe I'd rather be a lawyer, maybe I'd rather be engaged by public events and politics than, say, medicine.
Rose earned a history degree and then a law degree at Duke. He and his wife Mary then moved to New York City.
When I came to New York, that whole horizon just went, it was unlimited.
Rose did legal work for a bank, while Mary landed a job as a researcher at CBS.
I was instantly associated with lots of people at CBS, and they would always say to me, you should be with us. You should be doing what we do.
Rose started doing some freelance work, then landed a reporting job at New York's WPIX-TV. That led to a job offer from Bill Moyers.
And Bill was really the great turning point for me.
He was first managing editor of Bill Moyers' International Report, then executive producer of Bill Moyers' Journal.
A remarkable experience for someone like me, and I spent several years with him, and he taught me a lot.
As a correspondent for Moyers' public television show, U.S. People and Politics, Rose covered George Wallace's final campaign in 1976.
I don't think I ever looked back. Once I did that piece, my whole future was on air.
Rose worked briefly as Washington correspondent for NBC News.
I wasn't happy with, a minute-and-a-half piece on the evening news.
Rose hosted morning shows in Chicago, Dallas, and Washington before being hired by CBS to anchor a program called Night Watch.
And what's the prison routine like for you?
I sit in my cell 24 hours a day.
Rose anchored CBS Night Watch for 6 years and then went to California to host a show for 20th Century Fox Television.
It became more tabloid than I wanted, so I then went back to my farm then, which I'd owned in Granville County, and stayed there.
After a few months of reflection, Rose returned to New York to pitch an idea to public television.
It was going to find and tell stories through the medium of good conversation, and I've been doing that ever since.
This is Charlie Rose.
Since 1991, The Charlie Rose Show has hosted everyone from world leaders to CEOs to actors and everyone of interest in between.
Does Microsoft need a young Bill Gates? Think about it.
You know, Microsoft's success was always a team of people.
He's the consummate interviewer. He does not inject himself into the conversation. That interview is not about him, it's about the people that he is interviewing.
What does Walter White want?
He got to a point where he wanted it all.
Yeah.
He does it in the way we were all trained to do, is you stand there, you ask the question, you let the person speak, and you step out of the way.
Do you expect an airstrike?
As long as the United States doesn't obey the international law.
Today, The Charlie Rose Show is seen 5 nights a week on PBS and distributed to 140 countries through Bloomberg Television.
That's the show that has defined me and has made me, and given me the opportunity to do everything else. I'm here to tell you morning television is fun, and this has been a fun day.
In 2011, CBS hired Rose to anchor CBS This Morning.
And we have done everything we could, to bring you the most powerful stories, the most powerful pictures, and the most powerful storytelling that we can. Are you satisfied with New Jersey's recovery from Sandy?
CBS This Morning has never been better, and Charlie is the main component of that broadcast. He is the glue that keeps the broadcast together.
Amazon has reinvented itself time and again.
Rose is also a correspondent on CBS's 60 Minutes.
All of those things are a different talent level, I think, and take different skills. And he seems to come to all of them naturally. And that's something that North Carolina Press Association and anybody from North Carolina would want to see when someone says, hey, look, there's a North Carolinian.
It's where I was born. It's where my parents spent their last days, and they're buried there. And North Carolina's home. North Carolina's home in every way. North Carolina also keeps me honest. I always know that when I go back to North Carolina, everybody there will tell me the truth and tell me what matters. And help me understand that whatever I have done, the roots of it began there. And never forget your roots.